Status report.
We got activity, Des. Not sure how long before it peaks.
The Institute is a huge unknown. Before we can make any plans, you need to do something. What I'm about to tell you is the most closely guarded secret the Railroad has. It's time you learn about Patriot.
Patriot?
There's a man, or woman, we're not sure, inside the Institute who helps synths escape to freedom. Dozens of synths owe him their lives. We don't know his name. We've never had a way to contact him, so we gave him the code name, Patriot. If your plan works, and you're able to get inside the Institute, we need you to make contact.
How can I contact him if you know nothing about him?
Patriot devised a method to communicate with us one way. The plan hinges on us using this method to close the loop and contact him back.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Tom's encrypted a message for Patriot's eyes only. Once he sees it, he'll contact you. Until you make contact, and probably after, you need to stay in their good grace. Can you do that? Can you be our agent on the inside?
How do I infiltrate them?
You're going to have to sell them a lie. It's best to stick as close to the truth as possible. And you're gonna have to think on your feet. We don't know what's waiting for you.
Bring it on.
You can do this. Stand on the platform and I'll give you the holotape. Just plug it into any... Tom, talk to me.
Booting up the scan sequence. This frequency is only going to work once. You know who doesn't make the same mistake twice.
Biggest town I ever saw.
So stand still. You gotta lock in all those molecules of yours. Hopefully we won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them. All right, feeding our baby some juice. Let's see what she's got.
Take this holotape. You need it to contact Patriot.
Oh, man, don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Tom, do whatever you can to gain their trust. Lie. Tell them what they want to hear. Make up a cover story and sell it.
Come on, I think I got it. Establishing lock on the Institute signal.
Just get all the information you can. About synths, about the Institute's plans. Find their weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it. You jack that holotape into any terminal and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
Got the RF. We got it.
Find a way to save them. Nobody else can.
Now.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Only opens with a key. Jammed. Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh, it'll be okay.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute.
Just... help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this... You have traveled very far.
Right.
It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am.
It's really you? After all this time?
Yes. In the vault. You had no concept of the passage of time. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever, so they followed the best example thus far.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupt. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, After discovering records from Vault 111, an infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation induced, I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions.
Uh-huh. Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond. He never failed the Institute. But I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. What else can I say?
Your mother.
Yes. I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her...
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. Has it always been easy? Of course not. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation. With old age comes regret. But what matter? What else can I say?
So you're in charge?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent the Institute.
Uh-huh. They need your help, Sean. It's rough.
Oh, we've tried that. Surprised? The Institute once tried to help create a stabilized Commonwealth government. It ended in bickering? No. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, just... I know there's more for us to do. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthrough. I've been a part of something, and now...
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen...
Right.
I realize that.
Sure.
I hope that you can see that rationally. I simply ask that you give the Institute. We really do have... Will you take that... Just... The Institute is now... You want to introduce yourself. And finally, Dr. Lee in Advanced System.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really.
It seems like a strange choice. On more than one level.
I can understand how it might seem that way. It is something new. I'll make sure it's brought back up. But I'll admit, do you think you could love him?
I don't need a synth. I found the real Sean.
Yes, but not the Sean you were looking for. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can...
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. I'll... to duty.
It's an
Thanks
honor
again.
to
Of
have
course.
you here, sir.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
Remember to keep unnecessary power
Nothing to report,
consumption
sir.
to a minimum. Don't recharge
Greetings, sir.
unless your primary levels are below 2%. Also, if you haven't patched your navigation software, do so after
Hey,
the
Doc.
last thing we need is more synths bumping into walls. It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look shiny and new, but there's a lot of old technology in these walls. I lose sleep worrying about when the next blackout's gonna hit.
How old are we talking about?
Well, the reactor and a lot of the related systems. You know, cooling, monitoring, power... Most of the superstructure down here was built later. But I guess each generation's been tinkering with the place, adding labs, making upgrades, and so... There's some stuff I need to check on.
If you encounter a hazardous chemical spill, please alert the Facilities Division immediately.
You're here. Glad you made it.
The fine motor control software could use an update.
If it were just a limb twitching, perhaps. But her eyes were moving as well. Involuntary twitching and rapid eye movements while sleeping can only mean one thing, Max. You just don't want to admit to yourself what you're doing.
If you're about to launch into one of your impassioned speeches about artificial sentience and machines with souls, don't bother. I've heard enough of them by now.
from memory. But we can't just
Hey.
ignore
All new synths must be processed without delay.
Why can't it have a soul? And if a synth has a soul, then it is a living person by every standard we can measure. Of course it is far more comfortable to think of them as machines, so we can do what we want with them.
If you disapprove of the work we do here, Dr. Benet, you know
I
where
can't
to
imagine
find
living
Tom.
on the surface.
Just a moment.
Hi, Doc.
I'm simply trying to open everyone's eyes to
Our
new
third-generation synths are a true breakthrough. A culmination of centuries of research. It's no exaggeration to say that they're superior in almost every way to human beings.
Please proceed directly to process.
What makes them superior?
The list of improvements is exhaustive. I can talk. Imagine what you could accomplish if you could live without fear of hunger or disease. Imagine what you, like I said.
Good to see you.
Please don't get any germs on me.
Today is full of possibilities.
Doc.
Ah, it's you. You're finally with us. I'd just like to apologize for any trouble. They, of course, couldn't be told of your identity. And they have very specific protocols for protecting themselves, most of which I designed myself. Not to make problems for you, though.
I'm thinking it over.
Well, I hope you do decide to stay. It would mean if you require anything, especially as it pertains to synths, please.
Doctor.
We're quite fortunate to have the
Feels
synths
like
to
this
aid
project
us.
has been going on for months.
Hello, welcome.
Pardon me.
Step this way for processing.
Visions are important, but I tend to think of robotics as the first among them.
Remember to practice good sanitation habits at all times. A clean and healthy work environment is essential to maximum productivity.
Child synth. It's just... remarkable.
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still. There. All done. You can return to your duties, and remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Mm-hmm. All this advanced technology, and we still can't cure the common cold.
Hey there.
Once you've settled in, I'll want to do a physical and get a file going on you. No hurry, though.
You're the doctor here?
Everyone's a doctor here. But if you mean physician, then yes, I'm about as close as we've got to one. How about you take some time to get comfortable, learn the lay of the land?
Right.
In the meantime, you come see me. We'll do that checkup when you're... Take care of yourself.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Well, that was productive.
In case anyone didn't mention it, quiet time runs from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Doctor.
Since you're new here, you should take time to learn our safety procedures. Rules create order.
Uh-huh. Too many rules get in the way of efficiency. It slows things down.
Well, I've heard that before. I've also seen scientists get too It only takes one mistake. I had some handbooks made up, but that was years ago.
Sure, whatever.
Take care then.
Sleep is such a waste of time. I'd rather be designing more efficient plasma emitters.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
That's amazing.
Oh, well, a lot of us do that. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father. I really hope you'll stay here.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced systems, special projects. You've seen the boy, Synth, already. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
A courser chip? What's it do?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, and now you, in case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust, Father. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the specialist project. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists.
Dr. Lee, I'd like a progress report on your...
Taking your new appointment in... Very well. I'm hoping that the above ground...
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
You know I can't talk about that.
Is it true Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want Supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on Batch 274?
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans.
Dr. Holdren's Synth Gorilla project is showing promising results.
So I've had to put everything else.
So you were there the day the bombs fell. That must have been terrifying.
Hey.
Mankind redefined. It's catchy, isn't it?
Dr. Ormond's lecture on cold fusion was nothing short of a revelation.
It's best not to dwell on the subject. There's still people, and they're suffering. We can
at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to really find what we find if we can't even hold on to it? I suppose you're right.
Nice. Got it.
Did I turn off the interferometer?
Please resist any urge you might feel to eat the specimens in the hydroponic garden.
Doc.
Yes, yes, I'm sure that whatever you have to say is very...
Mm-hmm. Working on something important?
All.
Sure.
Now, if you're quite finished, I'd very much... They're difficult enough.
Mm-hmm. Okie doke.
Good.
Theoretical limits are made to be broken.
Good to see you.
Do
So
we
much
really
research.
need all these
So little
coursers
time.
roaming the halls?
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
Hey, Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. If you don't mind my asking,
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems.
Right.
We maintain and upgrade all of this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water. And the work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean...
I'm just
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the...
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated... It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. The Institute's a big place. It might take a while to learn where everything is.
I must be the luckiest synth in the Institute.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these
Scanning
unannounced
unknown
security
identity.
sweeps of yours.
Clearance confirmed.
You seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some
I
heads
heard
together?
we lost another Gen 3. Dr. Ayo was furious.
Three levels of
take
some
approval.
courses
Can you
with me.
believe that?
Send the message.
3!
Please don't.
Hi, Doc.
So,
There's enough friction as it is
here you
between
are.
us and
Just
pretty much
Fineo,
all the other departments.
Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
Oh, it's nothing personal. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the...
So basically, you're the secret police.
Secret police? If that's Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to... Coursers hunt down and reclaim synth. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, well, I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact...
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single company. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire... Now, unless you need something else...
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall. We then begin the delicate process of restoring... In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to...
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine living on the surface. It sounds like a nightmare.
Report anything suspicious to the SRB. Always be vigilant. We have many enemies.
Dr. Watson can be a little obsessive when it comes to rules and policies.
Operating at full capacity. Reporting status. All functions normal.
Father's work has been a real inspiration for me.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered crops.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I'm sure it's fascinating, but...
Of course. Before you go, at least let me give you a brief... As the name implies, the Bioscience Division. Our most important directive is to... To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora. We've even started to explore... You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential...
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, the initiative is still in its early stages. But I'm sure I've taken up enough...
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm just trying...
It's a big decision, I know. But in any case...
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Take care, then.
It must make you proud to...
see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
Hi there.
Hey, it's me. So you're the one who sent the encrypted message. How did you even do that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
Trinity? What's that?
Trinity is an encryption system with a cipher, or key cut up into many pieces. You need several pieces in the correct order to unlock it. I put a Trinity piece with every synth I helped escape. It was a long shot, but I was hoping some good Samaritan would connect it all together.
Who are you?
I'm Liam Benet. My father runs synth development, and everyone knows who you are.
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off. Your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
What do you think?
At the very least, I'm hoping it means that you really are a friend.
Uh-huh. The railroad sent me to look for someone they called Patriot. That's you.
What? The railroad? As in the railroad? And they gave me a code name too? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
Why are you helping synths?
At first, I just wanted to see if I could get away with it. It was a challenge, you know? But then I realized the synths are really just like us. I decided to help the ones that wanted to escape, so they...
How did you help synths escape?
Through hacking. The departments focus their best talents on hard science. Why waste time on... The SRB is the exception, and unfortunate, but a forged work order from, let's say, bioscience can get a hand-picked synth, and it turns out the railroad was waiting.
You saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. With you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths, but we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Probably best to talk about something else right now. You know my father thinks it's a living hell on the surface. But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me. No offense. I'm not sure if we could ever make the surface actually a decent place to live. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help, you know?
Liam.
Good. He's here. C-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, Z1. He's a friend. He's with the railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
You don't.
Excuse me. I must focus on my duties.
He's not from here. He's been helping our synths escape on the surface. It's safe.
If you insist we speak in front of him, do so quickly.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, C1?
The ones I know for certain. 13.
That'll take forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you...
Yes.
Hey, Z1.
I would be happy to assist you.
Liam.
Just a few high-security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone.
It depends on what you need.
Our core security architecture hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days. The original security program was called Code Defender. Revolutionary stuff. We still have terminals.
Right.
With some persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminal. Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. But if you could get me a pre-war admin password...
Sure. Where would I find that?
Unfortunately, I don't know. The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off-campus. Ask your friends in the railroad. I need those login credentials.
Guns, guns, and more guns.
Mainlanders are the sort. Source of all our problems. Every single one of them.
Whatever.
My ride counter is spiking. We may want to move. Did you hear that? No more hiding for you. Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, sir.